And this is what it's all about right here. Okay. She did over 3,000. She sold over 3,000 products, right, with her Merch by Amazon account. And then she did over $15,000 in royalties. The really, really amazing. All right, guys, what is going on? So I have a special guest here, Jessie. She shared a, go ahead. She shared a Facebook post in the Merch by Amazon Mastermind. I'm going to go ahead and share that real fast before we get into the introduction. She shared an awesome post for June. She kind of shared an accomplishment with us right here in the Facebook group. And this is what it's all about right here. Okay. She did over 3,000. She sold over 3,000 products, right, with her Merch by Amazon account. And then she did over $15,000 in royalties. The really, really amazing, awesome job. And I came in here. Someone left a comment. Maybe you should interview her on your YouTube channel, and maybe she can share some knowledge with us because we would love to learn from her. I'm like, oh, dude, that's an awesome idea. That's really smart. That's really cool. So I was like, let me reach out to her. No, she's here.
Yeah, I was surprised. I've never really shared anything like that before, but I was just like, you know what? I feel like I'm finally, it's like you work your ass off forever, and then you're like, finally, I'm like, yes, and I hope that everybody will learn that you can do it. You just got to work hard. It's something that can definitely be done.
Okay. I think this is really cool because this is going to be some really awesome content and exactly what you just said, right? You worked your ass off for this.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people want you to just hand them some magic recipe. There isn't any. You just got to go out there. You were one of the first guys that I started following, and Merch Informer Neil and all those guys, and y'all used to do some shows together, and I used to watch him, and I was just like, it was like a sponge trying to soak up all the stuff and just trying to figure this stuff out. But I actually started FBA, Amazon, selling supplements, and I still have a few supplements that I sell, but not so much anymore. That whole game has become so crazy, and Amazon's putting a lot of new restrictions on stuff. So I'm kind of letting that go by the wayside. But that's how I got started in e-commerce, was through Amazon FBA. A couple of guys, I joined a course, and they teach you how to sell and, stuff like that. And they were great. And then just stumbled onto merch, just looking through YouTube videos, really watching, and learning, and came across it one day, and I thought, man, that's pretty cool. And back then it was easy to get a merch account. So I just applied and right away got a merch account, and I was like, okay, well, now I got it. What do I do with it? And so just, you think, oh, I can do this. I'll just, design a shirt, and it ain't that easy. And then I had a designer for a little while, but and he did some really good designs for me. I hired him on up where he was in the Philippines. Really cool guy. And then I kind of just learned, kind of how to do it on my own, and started teaching myself. And that's it. Just pretty much just work hard.
You just opened up a can of worms for yourself, right? You kind of seen what you created a bigger opportunity.
Right. Yep. And I don't know. It's kind of now then I've got this year, just a few months ago, actually, I've got my granddaughter working for me. She's in high school, so she comes after school and works on, does some, uploading and stuff for me, helps. Cause it's just it's a lot. And then I have one of my really good friends. She works from home. She's retired. And so she wanted something to do, just a few hours a week. So I hired her. And so she works and does some, writes listings and stuff like that for me. And some of that, kind of stuff that's just time consuming, kind of busy work. And so, yeah, if I had it my way, I would just I wouldn't do anything but research and design. That's what I love to do. But, all that other crap, it just gets in the way. It's like, oh, man, I got to upload today.
But also, Ted, we just I heard the ching noise went off.
Oh,
right there. So that's how you know it's real. That's how you know it's real.
Yeah, it's a cha-chinging over there. I started turning that off, but then I think if I turn it off, I won't be able to hear you. So I'm not real sure how that works. I kind of get used to hearing that. Do you have that on? I don't even kind of pay attention to it anymore. It's like, and that's weird because, somebody will come over and they're like, what's that noise? And I'm like, money. That's money. Yeah.
That's cool. That was like one of the questions that I had for you is like, so what do you like to do? What do you enjoy when it comes to?
That's what, I guess probably research is my favorite thing, but man, you can, you always talking about going down those rabbit holes. I can look up and I've just like 6 hours have gone by and I've got like this piece of paper scribbled with all this crap on it. And I'm like, man, I started off over here and then now I'm way over here and I don't even have, it's hard for me to stay focused on research a lot of times. I have to just like kind of find like, okay, I'm going to go look for this one thing and then, work on it because otherwise I get carried away. I like seeing all what's out. There's so much stuff out there. Oh my gosh. It's just crazy.
Because a lot of people get, when it comes to doing research, right? That's like one of the biggest topics on YouTube.
Right.
And just in general, just even in the Facebook group too, as well. It just, when it comes to research, some people just don't know how to do it.
Right. That's right. You're exactly right. It's honestly, it's hard, it's hard. There's no really, to me, magic recipe. You just gotta, if you got a feeling about something, you think it might be good, just put your best effort forth and go up there and upload some stuff and see what happens and keep the good ones and do away with the bad ones, kind of, it's hard not to fall in love with stuff. That was the problem I had at first. I was like, but man, this is so cute. Why doesn't anybody buy this? And I'm like, now I'm just like, screw it. Get rid of that one. Make room for something else, They're not buying that one. So
you're not having no emotion for your designs, right?
Yeah. It's hard though. Cause when you spend time and you think it's really good and then nobody else likes it, it's like, oh man, what's wrong with that? But and then some stuff I'm thinking nobody's going to buy this and it'll be the crap that just sells, like what?
That's what I don't get neither. Like I see that sometimes like, who the hell is buying this? This is like the worst thing ever you can possibly wear on a shirt.
I know. And then they'll be selling and you're like, so you kind of got to like keep your opinions out of it and just, if it's working, give it a shot. That's what I say. Yeah.
Where do you, if you don't mind sharing this, where do you like to do research at?
Mainly Amazon search bar is my biggest research tool, and Etsy too. I sell a lot on Etsy, so I use Etsy. Etsy's kind of a different animal, and so they do overlap some, but Amazon, search bar is a big thing, but I'm super excited about that new thing that Neil has, like the Sales Samurai or whatever. I've just started dabbling with that. It's pretty cool. There's lots of information in there. And so I've been using that because I've always used Merch Informer for years, just for quick research. But that's really Amazon search bar. That's the main place I always start if I'm looking for something. Just to see, because I think it gives you the best feel for, if anybody's interested in anything like that,
Yeah. No, so like you're basically what you would be doing is like typing in like a niche into the search bar and then just
or sometimes if I hear somebody say something, and I think, oh, that'd be a cool idea, I'll just type it in, and 9 times out of 10 there's already a shirt. It's hard to get unique nowadays. there is so much stuff out there, but anyway, I like to scale stuff a lot. That's my big thing that I really, I like to find designs that I can scale. Yeah. And somebody was asking me about that on the Facebook comments, and I was trying to describe. Trying to figure out how I could type it out, what that means exactly. Yeah. It's kind of hard to describe, but it's basically like if you have a design and then you can like change like one word or something and make it something different. Like a lot of times, like with occupations or stuff, people, that's a common one that people do. and they just, you know, can change out the occupation for, you know, different occupation. You know, there's so many occupations out there. You can have, you know, 200 designs before you know it, with just, you know, 200, you know, different designs with just one, you know, one regular design. So I do that a lot. That's mainly what I like to look for. And anyway, that's basically, I probably need to like hire like VAs and stuff like that. But man, I am so scared to do that. You know, that just scares me to death. That's why I said I have my granddaughter and a friend that work for me kind of part-time, you know, helping me with stuff. But I hadn't convinced myself to step out there yet in that. And I don't really know if I want to get that involved in it. I mean, right now it's a full-time job, but I don't know if I want to just like, I'm pretty comfortable right now with the way, I mean, I don't have enough time as it is, but I just don't know if I want to get any deeper, you know. I just kind of like the pace that things are at right now. So I don't know. You got VAs working for you.
Yeah. No, that's perfectly fine. Cause I honestly, like, I feel like it all depends on that individual's goal. Like, you're different from me. You know, I'm different from you. And that's what it's all about, is just understanding that and how you want to take it to that next level. It's all up to you.
That's right. And that's what I love about this business too, is that, I mean, like I was telling you earlier, my husband and I have our house up for sale. So we're going to start traveling some. And, you know, this business I can take anywhere, you know, with me anywhere I go. So I'm like, hey, we can just take off and go as long as I got my computer and some Wi-Fi. You know, give me an hour or two a day and I can keep up with stuff, and, you know, I'm good. So I mean,
Jess, that's the cool thing about it. Like I told you, you opened up a can of worms. You can do whatever the hell you want.
That's right. That's exactly right. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
It's your decision if you want to hire somebody. If you don't want to hire somebody and you're happy with what you're making, so be it.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm pretty comfortable with the way things are right now. And, you know, and like, I mean, it just really, as long as you're keep moving forward, you're adding to your business every day anyway. So, you know, it's growing whether you want it to or not. But I just don't think I want it to get crazy big. But anyway, it's already a lot bigger than I ever dreamed it would be back when I first started. So I'm like, oh man.
So, what tier level are you at right now?
30K.
30K. Okay. Awesome. That's awesome. And like saying at the very beginning, right? You started off like everyone else did, right? You're at tier 10.
Right.
And a lot of people, like, they don't understand that when it comes to this, because they expect that, you just success overnight. It just happened right away and you got lucky. And you just said at the very beginning, like at the very beginning of this interview, you said you worked your ass off.
That's right. In fact, I was going back. I was looking at some of those numbers because I was trying to figure exactly because it was 2018 whenever I started. So I was going back and looking at some of my numbers on Amazon from back then. And so it was like March of 2018, I had one sale, and it was my own shirt that I bought myself. You know, and so that was my one sale for the month. And then I think like the next month I had like 27 sales, and I think I bought like, I don't know, 5 or 6 of those myself, because I like bought a shirt and gave it to my mom, and bought one and gave it to my daughter, you know, stuff like that, just trying to get sales and trying to get going. And I have a couple in my closet from my very first one, you know, very first designs. And then, so I think I had like $60 worth of royalties that month or something, you know, that, and then I didn't look much past there, but I was like, because I just remembered thinking, oh man, this isn't near as easy as I thought it was going to be. You know, I thought I was just going to throw stuff up there and people were going to start buying it, you know, and but there was a whole lot more to it for sure.
Those are actually, so those are kind of like trophies in a way, right? If you want to really think about it, so you can,
without a doubt.
For example, like your number one shirt for June, and that took off, like puts you over the top. Right. That's a trophy that you can actually frame and put up on the wall, and that'd be really cool. Just an idea to think about, like, you know what I mean? Like your own office setup, you can put like a little trophy up and stuff like that.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. But yeah, it's definitely been a work in progress. And like I said, we had our business that we were doing two at the same time. So I didn't have like all day every day to work on it. But anyway, I've been lucky enough and really people think I'm crazy when I say this, but I'm like, COVID was very good to me because, it allowed me to stay home and really focus on my print on demand business. And I was just here grinding it out day in and day out because there wasn't anything else to do. So, just stayed home and everybody was on lockdown and I just worked. I worked like, 12 and 14 hours a day in front of the computer. And my husband was like, are you going to, come in here? I'm like, no, I'm busy. I'm going to try to get some stuff done. And it was a good time for me. I know it wasn't for a lot of people. And, it affected different people differently. I was blessed to have had this to fall back on, whenever all that happened. And, anyway, it's
you're on a damn mission. You're on a damn mission. You weren't busy. You were on a damn mission.
That's right. I was on a mission, and then all of a sudden, damn Amazon shuts us down, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? What?"
Oh yeah, what? I forgot about that one.
Yeah. Oh man, that was twice. They shut us down once before Christmas, like
2018.
What year was that? 2018 was it or something? I think so. Anyway, I don't know. Come on. But anyway, so I just kept working and, got stuff ready to upload. I worked on my Etsy business a lot during that time, kind of switched focus to it because it was still up and going and doing good. If you could find suppliers that could, handle the business was out there. If you could just find suppliers that could handle your orders, that was the hard thing. But anyway, it was all good. All that was good because I was able to find some good suppliers out of that, and it was all good. Learned a lot for sure, but it gave me the time to really get a lot done and learn a lot, and I think it was good for merch overall and print on demand overall because people were home and they were just ordering and buying crap like crazy.
Yeah. So, I think a lot of people seen the demand in print on demand, right? Like there's a big demand for it and there's like a big business opportunity right there.
Right.
I seen this like a long time ago too as well, but it just even made online shopping more comfortable than ever from your home.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you got people that never ordered online starting to order online.
Oh, yeah. And I was ordering everything online. I was one of those people. And then I was, we had decided we were going to put our house on the market. So I was saving boxes. So like everything that I ordered online, I had like throw the boxes in this back room. It wasn't very long before you couldn't even walk in there. And I was almost like embarrassed. I was like, well, there's my COVID stack of boxes. It's like,
yeah,
all the crap I've ordered since we've been on lockdown is kind of embarrassing. But anyway,
what other platform? Because you're talking about a lot about Etsy. What other platforms? Etsy. What else do you upload?
Etsy, Spreadshirt. I have a little bit on Spreadshirt, a little bit on Redbubble. Then there's like a handful of like Cafe Press. Is Cafe Press still around? I think I got a check from them the other day. Maybe a little, but it's just a little bitty. But T Public. I just got Zazzle. I just got a little bit. I haven't really concentrated. I kind of started. There was like a software program that was out there. I think it was like Orbit Kit or something where you could like upload to several different places. So I did that for a while, and that's how I got everything up there. And then after a while, it just wasn't profitable enough for me to spend time doing that. I just decided to focus on, the main bread and butter, which were Amazon and Etsy. Yeah. And so that's what I've been focusing on the last, I guess for a good year straight is just those two.
Awesome.
And
that's really awesome. What do you think about all these new marketplaces coming up, opening like So UK, Germany with Merch by Amazon. What do you think about
Yeah.
the other marketplaces?
Yeah, I think it's cool. I mean, I think those people have been buying anyway. You know, they just been buying. I guess they buy through the .com, or like they buy. I guess if you're in Europe, they all bought through the DE marketplace. But I think it's going to be cool. It's going to be neat to kind of research that and see what exactly it's. You know, Japan of all places. I was like, what in the heck am I going to put on Japan? I mean, I didn't have anything, but you know, I've discovered they like just like illustrate, any kind of illustrate. You should do good on Japan because you have lots of illustrations. So that's what they like, is like, you know, illustrations. So I've kind of dabbled with that marketplace a little bit, and they like that kind of stuff. And then I don't really do too much in the others. I've gone back to uploading to them, but there for a while, whenever we weren't getting tiered up, I was kind of being selective about where I was, you know, putting all my stuff. And now then that they've changed it all, now it's like, hell, you might as well put it everywhere, because crap, there's no possible way that you can ever, you know, fill all that. I mean, I'll go to my grave and I'll still have, you know, like 25,000 slots left or something, you know, or however they do it. It's crazy when you look at the numbers. It's like your potential is like 2.3 million products or something, and I'm going, what? You know, I'm talking about on the dashboard where you can see that. I'm like, holy cow! But I
think it's like I've been talking a lot about this on my channel a little bit, and it kind of just seeing the opportunity, right? And I'm big on seeing the opportunity, but like taking your design and putting it on another marketplace, and you're opening your opportunity to making a sale on that design, because you have millions of other people in different countries.
Yep.
It's a huge opportunity, and it's making
absolutely
sales.
And I mean, why not? Because I mean, they're not going to see it any other way. So, and if they don't see it, they're sure not going to buy it. So, you know, you might as well put it in front of them and see what happens. But I wish that I could spend some time, or had the time to spend, researching, you know, what really does good in those marketplaces, because I think there's some real opportunities there if you actually took the time to research, you know, what sells over there, because I think they're pretty underserved right now, especially as the new ones start. But anyway, it's cool. I mean, the possibilities are just endless, especially with Amazon. I mean, they're just, I feel like Etsy's, they're kind of like, I don't know. They're always like one step behind, you know. It's like I kind of feel like they're about 10 years behind Amazon. I mean, I do good. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Etsy because, you know, I make about twice as much money on Etsy per shirt, but it's twice as much work because it's your customer and not, you know, and not somebody else's like it is on Amazon. It's kind of nice on Amazon just to load it up, and then just, you know, they handle everything else. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, we're spoiled in 2021.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, and when COVID came, boy, you really learned how those customers can be, for sure. It was like, oh man. But most of them were good. There were a few of them that got upset about, you know, delivery times taking longer and whatnot. But, you know, it's like, hey, just glad they're bringing you some stuff, you know?
Yeah, I know a few people that stopped doing Etsy because of 2020.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, yep. I mean, it was hard. There was a lot. That's why I said, you know, there was a lot, because suppliers that you had relied on for a long time, they weren't, I had one of my biggest suppliers left me holding the bag with a lot of stuff, and I had to scramble and get, you know, other suppliers and get those orders over to them. But then there were other suppliers that they took advantage, and they stepped up to the plate, you know, and they did really good because they saw an opportunity and they grabbed it. So it all worked out.
Now, with your designs that you're designing for, because a lot of people are going to probably ask this, are you using text-based designs, or are you using text-based with a mixture of graphic, or?
They are mostly text-based. I mean, I'll throw a little graphics in there, you know, little designs here. They're nothing with they're not real complicated. I can't draw, so it's got to be, it's got to be something that I can put together with like some clip art and some fonts and, stuff.
Yeah.
And so anything other than that, I got to hire somebody to, draw it for me, because I can't draw. But yeah.
Okay. So you're just doing like simple designs, right? And
simple designs. And I don't hear very many people talking about this, so I'm going to give Neil a prop out here, but I use Merch Designer. I started using that back in the day, and that is still my number one tool for making merch designs. Everybody's like, oh, I use it. Photoshop and Affinity and all this, and I'm like, well, I'm just over here still using Merch Designer because I love it. The only thing I don't like about it is, if you can't ever clear your cache out and you lose all your shit, but other than that, it's all, it's good. Right. But so I still use that. It's easy and quick. I've taught myself to use Photoshop and stuff too for more complicated stuff, but for the most part, I just use good old Merch Designer. You go in there and just.
Second person I know that has hit over $10,000 in royalties in 1 month.
Is that right?
With Merch Designer.
Really?
Personally, and they're good people. They're really good people. So you're the second one. From my understanding and knowing them, getting to know them, and I knew them over the years, but they're really good people, and they're using it, and I kind of back it up. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess it's just because it's what I learned to begin with. It's what I learned on to begin with. And so to me, it was easy to pick up. And I just kind of have stuck with it because I just like it. So, yep, it's good. So
that's awesome.
Anyway,
it's a job done, right?
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And they have some bulk tools that you can use too, like when you scale designs. And I use those sometimes, and those come in handy. So, yep, it's good.
So just like you said, just get to work. Don't overthink it. And get it
That's
done.
right. Don't overthink it at all. Just, but you got to do it. You got to do the work. It ain't, it's not something that, people think that, oh, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to buy like these, 100 designs that people are selling or whatever. And then I'm going to, throw them up and they're going to sell. Well, guess what? Somebody else has already bought those 100 designs, like 500 times, and they're already all over, Amazon. So, it's just, it's crazy, but yeah, it's hard, but it's not complicated, really, when you think about it. It's a lot of work, but it's not anything. Every average person can do it. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to, figure the stuff out. You just got to put in the work for sure. Okay. So it's I always say I know a whole lot more about what not to do than what to do. It's like because you've learned from trial and error. I know you probably have too. You just do something and you do. You screw stuff up. I screw stuff up all the time. I have to go back and fix it, or accidentally get a rejection. I hate it when that happens, but it still happens to me too.
Yep.
Because I just don't, I get in a hurry, don't pay attention, don't check. Because there's so many stupid trademarks out there nowadays. But, some stupid little phrase can be that you have in your description or something that's not even got anything to do with what the trademark is. But, you got two of the same words together and it's like, oh, man, kick that one back. So
those are the two of that can mess up your whole day. Like if you get a rejection. I'm just like, damn, okay.
It used to really stress me out, but now I'm like, I feel like that Amazon has got to know that this stuff is so just crazy stupid, Mm-hmm. It's one thing for it to be a blatant, like if you're uploading all this like Gucci, Disney, whatever crap, that's one thing. But, when you just have like some obscure trademark 2 words in your description, surely they are not going to hold that against you. I don't see how they they can.
Because you got people that are trying to fool the algorithm by putting the periods and the little dashes.
I know. Why do you want to do that? There's so much crap out there that you can sell without having to infringe on any kind of trademarks or copyrights. I just don't understand that. And they do it. So
I think you know what it is. It's just they have they have so many accounts, right? And this is what I'm thinking. They have like probably
yeah,
like 100 accounts or 50 accounts, so they don't mind losing that one account.
I guess so.
They'll make like, I'm not sure how much per account, and then they'll use the other account. And I think I'm thinking that's the only way that makes sense for them to do that, because it continues to happen over and over and over.
It does. And,
And I think
the other thing I don't understand is how Amazon, I mean, they're so good at stuff, how they can't catch all those and just, get rid of them, because it seems to me like it would be really easy. I mean, you and I can go in there and search for G period, U period, C period, whatever, and it's going to come up with, 500 results or whatever. So surely they can do the same thing and, get rid of them. But I don't know. I think they just haven't taken it real seriously yet, but I feel like they will. They're doing some stuff now to where I feel like they're starting to get serious about the merch business. So I think they've figured out what a moneymaker it is. Mm-hmm. So have you ever been to a merch plant?
No, I haven't been to a merch. I've been to like the conferences, and I met up with like the head president of merch, like at the Las Vegas event that I went to like 3 years ago.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
I've been to the conference with like the content. What is she, like the head of content for merch, and then actually in the room with the president talking to him.
Oh, that's cool.
So they're nice people. They're like, you guys don't understand, and it's like, well, we can understand if you let us know.
Right.
Yeah. So, but they're starting to let us know more and more information this year. They let us, like, they updated our dashboards like
they
2
have
times already
this
month.
They really have. They really have.
So you can see the difference in what they're trying to do and offer us. You know what I mean, and trying to help us out.
Yeah, I agree. I wish they would ask for our input more. On stuff. That is one thing that I will give props to Etsy about, because they are really good about that. I mean, they have stuff. They're sending me stuff all the time about, will you try this out and try that out and tell us what you think and do this and that. They're really good about that. But I feel like merch would be better served if they would get input from the people that are actually out there, doing the stuff and uploading, and because there's lots of stuff they could do that could make our life easier,
Yeah, no, they're in the Facebook groups too, because they let me know, like, we're in there, we're watching you, RJ, and stuff like that.
Okay, well, that's cool. Well, I want to go where they print the shirts. They have a new one up here in Dallas now, so I want to. Evidently, you can go on tours, so I want to go up there and do that sometime. I think that'd be really cool, because they say the printers are like big as cars. So
I think I know a few people that have actually went, and they just sent, like, they get the request, that little golden ticket or whatever it is, and they get the request, and they end up doing the tour of the plant and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
even just reaching out to them, I think that'd be really cool.
Reaching out to them and talking to them, and then you'll do that. You can do the tour and stuff like that. So I think they're pretty cool about doing that with people.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure with everything that's going on though, and once everything is pretty much opening back up again.
We're pretty open here, and Dallas is just like 100 miles from where I am, so it's not far at all. So we're pretty much back to normal all around here. We're these crazy Texans, everybody's like, oh my god, they're not wearing their masks, and we're like, dude, we haven't been wearing our masks for a long time around here, and we're all good,
Texas friendly, right?
That's right.
That's when my cousin came down. She's like, we're Texas friendly. I'm like, you can't be talking to everyone over here in California. We're Texas friendly, RJ. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, that's right. You can't get it. Boy, we went to California. I've only been to California a couple of times, but only once as a grown up. And man, everybody's in a hurry over there in that place. I'm like, holy cow. Everybody's just like, they need to slow down.
So okay, one more question. So do you run ads to your product?
Yes, I do. I do run ads, and that's I have blown a lot of money learning how to do Amazon ads, but it's definitely a process, but I've got it my own process kind of down now that I like. And then there's a dude out there, Cameron Scott, you know, who I'm talking about. So I follow him a lot, and he's got a new software out there called Merch Jar, and I've been using it some. I've been on the beta testing with it for the last, I don't know, a while. I want to say like a year or so. But anyway, I like it a lot. I'm still kind of old habits. I'm kind of used to doing it myself, and then I forget, and I'm like, oh man, I could go over there and I could just do it, you know, in like 30 seconds, and you know. But anyway, yeah, I do run a lot of ads for sure, and I guess I probably had about trying to think. Last month, I think I had about $2,600 worth of ad spend. On my in June, and but my cost is usually right around 9 or 10%, which is pretty good. So you know, I keep a close eye on it, and I'm not afraid to kill stuff if it, you know, if it starts. My motto is, if I've spent the royalty of one shirt on a keyword, it's out. I'm done with it.
All right.
Done. That's all I risk, is I'll risk the royalty of one sale on a keyword. And if it hadn't sold and I've already spent the royalty off of one sale, I'm done with it. I go on to find another keyword, you know.
Oh, okay. So. Yeah. And I think that's what's another thing too. It just everyone's, you know, that with running ads, it's a different ball game. It's all different.
Yep, it is. And that's why I say it's taken me a long time I've wasted a lot of money, because you got to stay on top of that, because you can spend money quick.
Yep.
But it's something that you gotta check in on all the time. And so it's tough, but I think it's I won't say it's necessary, but to me and what I do, it's pretty necessary with my niches are so competitive that my ads, I got to have ads on most of mine. So
that's interesting. What do you think about competitive niches too? Like, what's your thought on that? You think there's no such thing?
I think there are definitely niches that are highly competitive. I don't think that's a reason to stay away from them. I think if your designs are, you know, if you got good ideas and good designs, you can stay right up there with the rest of them, you know. I'm not scared of a niche just because it's competitive, you know. But
Jessie's on a mission.
Yeah. Well, it just depends on what the design is, but it doesn't bother me if it's, you know, everybody says, oh, don't load dog t-shirts or whatever. I'm like, well, just depends. You know, I like dogs, and I'm always thinking of stuff about dogs because I have 5 dogs. So I'm like, it's what I know, you know, so ain't nothing wrong with it.
Where can people learn from you? Where can people follow you at?
Well, you know, I should have done this by now. Here's what I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to have like a reality merch channel where it's just like, there ain't no smoke and mirrors. You're like in your pajamas, drinking your coffee, and you're like, oh man, I only got like 4 hours of sleep because I was up till 2 o'clock uploading all this crap last night. And, you know, I always wanted to be like, instead of having, you know, like all this, there's no smoke and mirrors, you know, it's like what really happens with merch people. I always wanted to have, but man, I don't know how you have time to do all this, RJ. I'm just telling you, because I don't know how you have time to make your videos and all that stuff and still do all your other merch business, because there aren't any extra hours in the day for me, and I can barely get on Facebook. I get on Facebook in the evenings usually, you know, when I go to bed watching TV and just kind of relaxing, and that's when I get on Facebook. And otherwise, I don't even have time to get on there, because I'm like, yeah, and you probably know, because I'm not real good at answering your messages, because it's just a time suck for me. I get on there and then I'm like, man, I've been on 30 minutes has gone by and I hadn't gotten anything done because I've been on Facebook, you know. And so I just I try not to get on it during the day, you know, because it takes away, because I just don't have time to do all that, but you know. And
You see it though. Like that's the thing that I like to do is just I
Yeah.
like to figure out what I'm doing and then I'll push it really hard.
Right.
And then I try to figure out where I can fine tune that workflow without me being there.
Yeah.
Or if I can put a VA in place.
I need to work on that's something that I do need to work on because I'm real kind of like I'm like a do-it-yourself kind of person. It's hard. It's really hard for me to. I'm like, if you want it done right, you got to do it yourself. I'm one of those kind of people, you know.
Yeah,
so
I
I'm
agree.
really bad.
I
I mean, I'm like, you know, I just gotta. So it's tough for me to do that because I'm just a like do everything person. I just like to be in control of all of it and know what's going on all the time. And so that's why I haven't hired a VA. I don't know if I can ever trust somebody like that I don't know. It's been hard enough for me just to have my girlfriend and my granddaughter working for me. So anyway, they probably think I'm a Nazi boss, you know, but I'm really not. But it's just like, I'm a terrible teacher too. Because I'm like, I just one of those, I assume they know everything, you know, and I'm like, oh shit, you know, you don't know that. I forgot. Sorry. Let me explain this to you, you know, because they're like over here going, what are you talking about?
Yeah. So it could be pajama or merch and coffee with Jessie or something like that.
There you go. Something. Yeah. Just like, or it could be wine, depending on what time of the day it is. It might be wine. It might be coffee. I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't matter what time of the day it is, depending on what type of day it is.
Yeah, there you go. Some people drink wine. Yeah, some people drink wine in the morning. I know a few people.
That's right.
It's too early. No, it's not.
Right. Yeah. Well, see, my grandfather used to always say, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. You know, whenever he was ready for a drink, he'd be like, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's have a drink. I'm like, I'm with you.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Anyway.
So, I really appreciate you coming on, taking the time to do this.
Well, I appreciate you having me. This has been great. Like I said, I've followed you. You were one of the guys I started learning from way back when. And it's an honor to be able to do this. And I wish that I had could do what you do. I just think that's so great that you give back to all the people and teach them, you know, stuff. And I want to do that and I have good intentions, but I just don't know shit. I don't know when I'd do it. I don't have time.
No, at least I love that you're being so honest about that. I'll
just get on here with you every now and then and we'll talk. How's that?
That'll be perfect. That'll be awesome too. Yeah, that would be cool. And then anything I can help you out with, you know how I am.
Hey, I appreciate
That's exactly how I am. So
yeah.
If you need help,
and I'm that way too. I don't mind helping people. It's just that I just can't. I'm not disciplined enough to like set up my own channel and make videos and all that stuff. I'm just like, man, I just don't know how you guys find time to do it. I'm glad you do though, because I'm one of the ones that is here to testify that you got me started on this track, and it's been great.
Awesome. So we'll see you for a part 2, like 3 months, 5 months before Q4. Something?
Before Q4, yeah, we should do a before and after Q4. So that's when you could really do a good reality one right there. So
okay, all right, Jessie. So thank you very much for coming on. You guys watching this, make sure you guys give this a thumbs up. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. Anything that Jessie's mentioned in the video, I have it down below in the description. If she starts her YouTube channel, I will put that down below in the description too as well. And bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks.